What's up everyone? Welcome to another Disney Cars video. Today I'll be talking about the Cars 3 Road to the Races event that I attended on Sunday, March 23rd in Chicago, Illinois. By the way, I really hope you like that introduction for this video. So I had a great time. I got there at 10 a.m. and left around noon. The wait wasn't too bad actually. If I got there any later though, I would have had to wait around 2 hours or probably even more just to get into the circle, as I like to call it. So once you're in the circle, you can go to the activities like take pictures with the life-size cars and see the sneak peek, which of course I did, but there are lines for those activities as well. So in this video, I'll explain what the sneak peek was all about from my memory. That means there will be spoilers, so keep that in mind if you don't want to hear any. Also, since I don't have any pictures from the sneak peek, you'll just see old footage on the screen, and hopefully you guys don't mind that. There's no really way around it. So it takes the first 8 or so minutes to show random footage of the movie, some of which was actually new, and interviews of John Lasseter, Brian Fee, Jay Ward, and some of the other people who worked on the movie. They pretty much only talked about some of the storylines. A lot of new concept art was shown. For example, McQueen using the training equipment that Jackson Storm is using in the trailers. I thought that was kind of weird and interesting at the same time. Some of the new footage includes McQueen and Doc racing around Willie's Butte, Doc jumping over a car in his races back in the 1950s. The car kind of looked like Louise Barnstormer Nash that he jumped over, and the track was Thomasville. So to describe this a little bit more, he pretty much goes up onto the fence on the right side of the track and then like rolls over in midair the car. It reminds me a lot of what McQueen did to get around Gasprin in the first Cars movie. And of course, those were both flashback scenes because Doc died between the events of Cars 1 and Cars 2 because the actor Paul Newman passed away, unfortunately. McQueen and Cruz were racing at Thomasville as well in present day. Cal, Bobby, and Lightning McQueen losing to Jackson Storm. They were shocked. You could see the look of disappointment on their faces. There's a good shot of Team N20 Cola when McQueen is in the pits. Guido and Fillmore are there. That scene was from the Detroit Auto Show. There were newspaper clippings of Doc Hudson along with some like introduction with McQueen stuff like him being reintroduced into the racing world with McQueen. There was a picture of McQueen in his new Rust East paint job, and Doc was in the background on the stand, like the pit crew stand, with a yellow headset. So of course that was between the events of Cars 1 and Cars 2, and that was obviously a flashback scene, or a flashback picture. Cruz is shown with a headset, just kind of like a half headset. It was only on her right side, which is cool and kind of mysterious because I don't know what she needs it for. The Radiator Springs townies are shown. Red is crying, I believe, and Ramon has a new blue paint job. I think he's suspended upwards in that scene. It was so brief. And then also shows Mater in his little shed like they did in that one TV spot talking to McQueen. That goes into the full-on solid Demolition Derby clip after Brian Fee thanks us for coming, and the clip lasted for about 3 to 4 to 5 to maybe even 6 minutes. I wasn't counting, but I probably should have, but they didn't let you have really phones in there, and if I took mine out, they might have kicked me out, and I definitely did not want that to happen. So basically, McQueen and Cruz get into the Derby, but they didn't know it was Crazy 8. Basically, McQueen was a guest there, and he thought it was something that ended up not being. So they want to leave, but the green car that, I don't know, the host, I'll show a picture of him on the screen, he does not let them leave. The announcer, who is this blue car, starts the explosions. He is in complete control of them, and McQueen is almost hit with a flying, flaming tire because of it. Cruz is absolutely terrified and ends up hiding behind some tires throughout some of it, and because she thinks she's only like a trainer, she's not a racer, and that's really the excuse she uses, which is understandable because this was actually pretty scary. There were some younger kids in the trailer at the sneak peek and they were freaking out. Like, I know that some parents had to take their kids out because it was kind of scary. So the whole goal is to be the last car standing at this derby, and whoever is the last car standing wins. And apparently that is usually Miss Fritter. There are a lot of random cars in the stands, like some RVs that I'm sure Mattel could release in the future. All of the derby cars enter through this gate now. Miss Fritter sneaks up behind McQueen and Cruz and blows fire out of her horns, which was awesome. APB is one of the derby cars, and that stands for All Points Bulletin. He has an Easter egg line of saying protect and swerve, obviously alluding to the protect and swerve short that was canceled. RV, spelled A-R-V-Y, who's actually an RV. I thought that was pretty funny. He tells Miss Fritter that Cruz and McQueen don't have any dents yet, so Miss Fritter replies that she'll fix that. And by the way, Leah Delaria, the actress for Miss Fritter, did an amazing job. And the animation throughout this clip was absolutely stunning. Like the mud, it was so realistic. But anyway, I was just really impressed with that. So they race around for a while, lots of smashing and crashing of the Demolition Derby cars. Jimbo, the red pickup truck, is knocked upside down, so he's out, stuck in the mud. Miss Fritter hits Taco into the ground by basically knocking him up into the air vertically, and then he comes flying down into the mud. So he's out and stuck in the mud as well. T-Bone, so another Demolition Derby car. He's bent, so like naturally he drives very slow because the back half of him is misaligned with the front. It's very hard to explain, but I will show him in my review of him in the future from the Disney store. But basically, he gets hit. And so he's not cockeyed anymore. He's actually straight. He's hit back into shape. So that was actually really funny because he's very happy about that. But then someone else hits him in the just right spot. So then he's cockeyed again. And he's driving all funny. Todd, the Pizza Planet truck. He's a derby car. He's smashed into, and his blimp hat goes flying into the stands, and a pity in the stands grabs it and says, "I got it!" That was awesome. I love how much attention they gave to the Pizza Planet flashback, or not flashback, cameo in the movie. I mean, that was awesome. In Cars 2 and Cars 1, he had a very minor role, and here he's actually a derby car that gets hit. So that was awesome. Some random yellow car flies into Dr. Damage from behind, and he's knocked out. He hit the fence. RV that I was talking about, had a legless no-stall moment. So, remember from Cars 1, when legless and no-stall were on top of each other, pretty much going throughout the crash in that first piston cut race? Well, RV has the same thing with another car on top of him, and he says, "Look at my hat." So he's out, he hits the fence and something. That was awesome. Two more Demolition Derby cars called Hit and Run. They're like a greenish color. They're pretty much identical. They hit Miss Fritter, and she knocks them away like crazy. Like, they hit her, and then Miss Fritter gives them the glare, and they look all scared, and then she just goes pluck, pluck. And so it's pretty much left with Miss Fritter, Cruz, and McQueen. Those are the only ones left, because all the Demolition Derby cars are against each other. There's no really teams against teams besides Cruz, Ramirez, and McQueen. Everyone else is really in it for themselves. So that's why Miss Fritter is there with the other two, Cruz and McQueen, because it's not like Miss Fritter has her own team. I feel like that's what I thought at least would happen, but no, that's not the case. So Cruz is terrified. She's stuck in the mud, pretty much in the center, and the announcer is flashing lights on Cruz and Miss Fritter because Miss Fritter is about to charge at Cruz. And so basically Miss Fritter takes out her bladed stop sign, turns it horizontally, starts spinning at a crazy speed, and charges at Cruz. McQueen saves her though and causes Fritter to fall on her side. So she is kind of out right now. She's on her side. But McQueen is now stuck in the mud at the very center of the Crazy Eights because the bladed stop sign popped his back tire and it's now stuck. So he is desperately trying to get out of the mud. But Fritter gets back up and charges at McQueen, and it ends right there on that awesome cliffhanger. So amazing. I love this clip. Couple more things I want to mention though about the clip that kind of happened through it, like during the clip. So a blue tanker sprays water down to make everything muddy, and that was one part, and then he comes back again and says, "We love you, Miss Fritter." And then there's a blue announcer, I kind of already talked about him, and he commentates the whole thing, and he operates the explosions. Like, he can press a button, and the tire explodes and goes flying in the air. So, absolutely amazing. I loved this clip. It was so well done, everything, no complaints whatsoever. So, I just wanted to let you guys know I decided to do this video because I know a lot of people are not able to attend this event, but they want to know about the clip. I wasn't originally going to do a video on it, but I thought it would be a good idea to do for those people. Also, word of advice, if you plan on going to this event in the future, because it still has a lot of locations to go, like Ohio, New York, Boston, and then all the way down to North Carolina, then Colorado, and then eventually in California on June 24th, around there. So it still has a long time to go, like 2 more months of this event. And so my recommendation is to get reservations in advance. So go to cars3tour.com and you should be able to find a little click thing to go to the reservation page. Now, I tried to do that, but they're all sold out. But I'm sure if you try to sign up for the one in California 2 months from now, they won't be sold out just yet. I don't know if you have to pay for them. I don't think so. You don't have to pay to get into this event, which is awesome. It's completely free. So that's really cool. I love this event. It was really well done. All the people there, like the employees, they were very nice and kind, taking your pictures with the life-size cars, which I did. That was awesome. Very, very awesome. So if you guys have any questions about the clip, just let me know in the comment section below. I do have one more thing that just popped into my mind. McQueen and Cruz already determined their disguise name. Like, they went up to that green car and McQueen was like, "I'm Chester Whipplefilter," and Cruz was like, "I'm Francis Beltline." So they already decided those somehow. I'm not entirely sure how, but they did. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and you found it helpful. I will see you guys next time for another video. Bye now.